What do you think of this view, huh? It's pretty nice. Yeah, this route has its perks. Where do we sign in? Come on. Fuck.
Let me get right to the point. I didn't get a chance to review the original Last of Us 2 when it released back in 2020 because back then I wasn't reviewing video games, but if I had to give it some kind of rating, I would give it a must buy. There's a lot of content in the base game alone. You're going to spend roughly 20 to 30 hours of gameplay depending on if you want to find all the secrets and unlockables, and you can then double that play time by playing on a much more challenging difficulty. And yes, the story does have its controversy, but with the visuals, performance, the story, the length of the story, the combat, the exploration, you would be getting your money's worth if you bought The Last of Us Part 2. Now, with the remastered, I want to answer the question of, is it worth your money? And in all honesty, I think yes and no. Yes, that is complicated, but let me explain why. Now, with this remastered, of course, we got some additional content, and I personally had some issues with this additional content, and you may or may not feel the same. I want to go into the lost levels first because I was hoping that these lost levels would be finished. They would have, gone back and finished them, and hoping that they would include it and put it in the main story where they were originally planned to be placed. But that's not the case. They have it in a separate menu, a separate extra mode, and there's only 3 of them, which is not, a poor number of levels, but they're not all in a good state. The first one in particular is in a pre-alpha state, and it looks okay. It's just that there's no voice dialogue. You have to read the subtitles, and you can tell it is a very early idea that they had. But I was hoping that they put this in the main game, and they didn't. There is the option to play these levels with commentary. I don't like commentary, so I decided to play without that. So I was hoping the lost levels would be included in the main story, and they're not, and that's a bummer. Now, when it comes to the new No Return roguelike mode, I had some problems with that mode, specifically that it felt unfulfilling, that they could have done more and added more to this mode. And I've seen the argument of God of War Ragnarok giving us the free Valhalla DLC, which also has a really good story integrated in that free DLC, whereas here it's not free and there's not really a story in this mode. It can be challenging and it can be a little bit frightening, especially when you're fighting infected. And I do love the fact that they do give you various challenges to complete, as well as giving you the option to play how you want and try to get a high score based on your play style, whether you want to be stealthy and try to be stealthy quickly or take your time. If you want to just run in with all the action and the shooting, it's pretty cool that you get that kind of rating based on how you played, and you can then use that to unlock various items. I also did find some joy in it, like any roguelike, you earn weapons and you can unlock them and take them with you. What I did enjoy here that's different from other roguelike games that I played is, in previous games, you kind of had to trade off one good weapon for another or one good power up for another. This one, it kind of lets you add new weapons to your arsenal as you progress through the levels, and you can then have your full arsenal at some point, and that's pretty cool. I have seen the argument that considering this mode sometimes will give you a AI companion, that they should have added a co-op mode to this game. I don't agree. I think what they should do, and this would be even more so for a third game if they make one, is allow us to give our AI companions commands, because there are times where your AI companion, whether it's in this mode or in story mode, they will get in your way and you can't phase through them and you have to like go around them and you might risk being seen. And while that is annoying, it is good game development. It means they put some time and effort into that feature. Now, with the roguelike no return mode, it's interesting, it can be challenging, but there's so much more they could have done with it, and they could have given us more, but they didn't.
I told the stable to let you out with your horse. Grab some ammo, too.
Thank you, Maria.
Just, do me a favor and bring my dumbass husband home in one piece, please.
Now, when it comes to the visuals and performance, you're not going to notice a difference between the PS4 version and this one. You're really not. And of course, like most games, there are going to be some minor hiccups here and there. I noticed one part in particular where the lighting from the sun kind of flickered and got really, really bright and then really, really dark and then really, really bright again. But it only happened once throughout my playthrough so far. So those things I can assume would be very rare. They won't really happen that often. No problems with audio so far, and the game still runs pretty good and sounds really great, so you are going to get that either way. And when it comes to the changes with the remastered, number one, this game, when it really wants to shine and look really good, it'll look really good. But again, I don't think you can tell the difference between this version and the PS4 version, even though, or rather even with that PS4 version getting a PS5 upgrade, a free update basically. But the game still looks good even for a game. I mean, the game released in 2020, so of course it's still gonna look good. And it's a PlayStation game, so, and Naughty Dog, of course it's gonna look good. But it really does show, whether you play the old version or the new version, I don't think you're going to tell a difference with this remastered version in terms of visuals and performance.
Shut it.
And with this game, whether it's the old version or the new version, I love the fact that you can kind of tackle each encounter as you want. And you could do something even as creative as tricking the infected to attack your human enemies and let them do battle while you sneak around and look for loot and items.
Ellie.
You're infected!
I did try the guitar free play. It's not for me. It's interesting, and it's an interesting thing. I like that they put it there for those who want it, but it's not doing anything for me. And of course, with this version of the game, you do get other additional unlockables you can earn, such as alternate costumes and skins for Ellie and Abby, different weapon skins. Not a lot, but there were some interesting ones. There's Ellie with a Mortal Kombat t-shirt and a Destiny t-shirt, etc. So it's pretty cool to see them showing that representation of other games in this one. I did also notice with the game some weird film grain effect, whether it was in the menu or in photo mode or in gameplay, and I constantly had to update my settings and hope that it wouldn't look as weird as it did. And I did notice the game did look slightly better on my monitor than it did on my TV, which is odd considering my TV is pretty good, but then again I guess so is my monitor.
Jesse talked a lot about going to Canada. He said there's these, like, giant waterfalls out there he wanted to see.
Really? He's such a hardcore Jackson guy.
Now, of course, you're going to have a lot of fun with this game, even with all the controversy from the story, which it's been 3 to 4 years old now. If you're not over it by now, I don't know what to tell you, but you do have a lengthy campaign here, which is going to be 20 to 30 hours. And of course, you can always double that time if you play on New Game Plus, which is what I'm currently going through now. And you can then up the difficulty if you want to. So you do get a lot of content in this mode. But when I say that it's both worth the money and not worth the money, I don't think you should spend the $50 price on the PS5 box art version, because you can easily find, let me not say easily, but you can often find the PS4 version of Part 2 on sale from Best Buy. You can maybe find a pre-owned copy at GameStop, which would only cost you $15 to $20, give or take, and then a $10 upgrade fee. So you'll still be saving $20 to $25 as opposed to buying the PS5 box art version. But it really comes down to, do you want the extra modes from this $10 upgrade path, or do you not care at all and you just want to play Last of Us Part 2? If that's your preference, that's your choice. Like I said, I think the $10 path is worth the upgrade because you do get the additional content to add more playtime and more fun for your experience, but it's not mandatory. It's not required to have fun with the game. You can still have fun and have an interesting, engaging story without those new additions. But that's going to be my video for today. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more videos, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace out.
Damn it! That door ain't gonna hold him for long. We need to hurry. Up there, the window! That's our way out!